I am NateWL777 and this is Character Piece. Today we'll be reviewing an anime by the name of Eureka 7, AO, or OW. The AO stands for Astro Ocean. This is was released in 2012. It is 24 episodes long, and this is actually a continuation or a sequel to the original Eureka 7 that was released in 2005. This is a science fiction mecha anime. It follows Al Thurston. It's a 13-year-old boy from Okinawa. His mother disappeared 10 years before the anime begins, and Al gets mixed up in a battle with these beings called secrets, and he ends up coming across a robot, a mech machine that's been hidden. As it turns out, that mech machine belonged to his mother, and this is the story about how Al ends up joining the Generation Blue, and together they fight these secrets, and they he searches for his mother. That's the crux of the anime. I'm going to go ahead and begin with the story. The story here is just fantastic. It's very deep. I actually love all of the aspects of it. It kept me very intensely interested. It wasn't just easy to get through. This is definitely one that made me want to get to the next episode, because I wanted to see, what happened and where the storyline was going. I thought they really did a great job of throwing some twists in there and not really being predictable. There was a lot of things that I did not see coming, and that's very refreshing, especially in a storyline from an anime like this. It definitely accomplished its goal, whatever it was looking to achieve. The story it was looking to tell was well written. There are some moments where you might get a little confused. I do believe that they do a really good job at the end coming around and kind of wrapping things up, but there is a little bit of confusion involved in the story. Not a lot, though, and it definitely doesn't really take you out of it. It seems to flow very well. There is actually quite a bit of humor that worked in here. The dialogue between the characters I thought worked. It was very heartfelt, which brings me to the characters. I think that the characters I definitely cared about a lot. They did a really good job of fleshing these characters out, making them relatable and humanized, even though, that's not what all of them are, is humanized. But anyways, there is just a little bit of corniness in some of them, and it's really just a little. It's not a lot at all. Usually that's something that really bothers me in anime. There wasn't much to bother me, just a teeny bit. The chemistry between them all seems to flow really well. There is quite a few different characters in it, and they definitely seem to work together and bounce off each other extremely well. I believe their relationships, I bought into that, which is very good. Then the enemies, I think, are definitely the worst part of the character development. I wasn't really sold on the enemies. I didn't really like them. I didn't like the structure. I didn't like there wasn't a whole lot to their objectives. It wasn't fleshed out real well. I thought that they could have definitely done a little bit of a better job with that. As far as the art was concerned, this is definitely probably the weakest part of the anime. There definitely is some flaws in it. It seems a little outdated. It was out in 2012. I kind of feel like maybe this was done, like the art itself was done before that, like it was done and then it took a while for them to get it released, kind of almost, because it seems to kind of harken back to a little bit of older anime as far as the styles are concerned. But with that said, a lot of what it does definitely works. So there is, like I said, a little bit of flaws in it. It seems a little outdated, but for the world that they're building, I think it does a great job of painting that world out, and also looking pretty decent with a lot of the anime choices that they decide to do. Some of the character, there's a lot of scenes where their arms look a little funny. The suits that they wear just kind of drawn a little funny. So like I said, some flaws, and definitely probably the weakest part of it. There is, like I said, the world building itself is actually pretty good, but I will say that the enemies, again, this is another weak spot of it. I don't think the secrets in particular, and the main, there is like a humanized bad guy, kind of. His name is Truth, and like I said, I don't think that he was developed really well or drawn real well, so they put a lot of time into the heroes and the good guys, and I think that they pulled that off extremely well, but I think a lot of the design choices were poor for the enemies. There is a little bit a small nudity in this, so as far as if children can watch it or not, which is something I do in all my anime reviews, I would say that I would let my kid watch this with the exception of just like maybe 2 scenes. I'm pretty sure it's 2 scenes. If you don't know where those are, then that is something I probably wouldn't let the kids watch. But if you watch this before and it's really just like I said, 2 scenes. There's not even a lot of talk like that. It's just 2 bathing scenes with one person. So I would probably just forward those. And other than that, I would let him watch this anime. So. As far as my favorite character is concerned, that is going to be Elena. I felt like Elena was she had a very interesting storyline. There was some ups and downs with her character, and I thought that worked very well. I thought they played off it very good. She's a little crazy. She has a lot of scenes that make me laugh because of the way that she approaches it, or just kind of the way that they drew her and the expressions that she makes. I thought she was a very interesting character. This was actually one of the hardest animes I think I've had to kind of pick a favorite character, only because I feel like they did a good job of fleshing out several of them. So I kind of had quite a few there, and I was kind of bouncing back and forth. But ultimately, I just really liked the way that she interacted with other people, and kind of her sarcasm, a little bit of a snarky attitude. It was fun, and so that is why Elena is my favorite character in this. So I'm going to go ahead and rate this. I'm going to give this an 8.6. Not top notch, not at the very top, but definitely a well respected 8.6. I really did like this. I had a lot of fun watching this, and I would definitely recommend it for anybody that's looking for an anime to watch. I don't think that you necessarily have to watch the first one. I did when I was younger. That one came out in 2005, and I remember watching it. But I don't remember a lot about it, so I don't think that I don't know that I actually liked it. I'd have to go back and watch, and I probably will at this point. But I watched AO without watching the first one again recently, so I don't believe that you need that. They do a good job of explaining the story and bringing you into that. I don't feel like you would miss out if you didn't watch the old anime. Like I said, 8.6. I definitely recommend it. It's a good anime to watch. A lot of fun. I will definitely share the link below, as I usually do. If you got something out of this anime review, please give it a like, give it a subscribe. I'll be kicking out a lot more. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again.